Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to our council meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I'd like Pastor Fair, who's in the audience tonight, lead us in our prayer. And right from the prayer, we'll go right to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Before time praise there, this week we lost a great friend to our city, to our city council, Mr. Lewis. I know RG was here a while ago. We want to extend our deepest sympathies to them. Just great folks, just a likable person, and he'll be missed. Also, just remember the citizens of Baton Rouge as they go through the things they're going through. I again contacted the mayor's office there today. Told them that we were thinking and praying about them. It seems like it's becoming every week that I'm calling a different mayor in a different city to offer our prayers and condolences and support. So please keep these in mind.
Let's pray. God, we do thank you so much for today and just the blessings of life that you've given us. God, we come tonight with many heavy hearts. God, we do just pray for these families that were mentioned, but God, especially this for the state of Louisiana as a whole, God, for especially Baton Rouge and just everything that's been going on. God, we just ask for your protection, your healing hand, God, to bring hope and reassurance in these situations, to bring strength that comes from you. And God, I'm so thankful and blessed to be a part of this community. And I just ask that you continue to lift up Northport. God, lift up this city council, God, to see your wisdom and to see your vision for the future. And we ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Swan, call roll, please.
President Logan.
Here.
Councilwoman Hayes.
Here.
Councilman Sullivan.
Here.
Councilman Sims.
Here.
Councilman Harmon.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
Here.
Guys, come on up. Radio Club. These are a bunch of hams here. And I mean that with all love and respect. Come right around here. So you face these. These are some friends of mine. Every year they have a ham radio field day. It was last month at Civitan Park. And it just, I don't know if you've ever been around ham radios or shortwave radios, but they talk all around the world. They help out in times of crisis and emergencies, and a great group of folks, and we're going to recognize them. Whereas amateur radio operators are celebrating over a century of the miracle of the human voice broadcast over the airwaves. And whereas amateur radio has continued to provide a bridge between peoples, societies, and countries by creating friendships and the sharing of ideas, and whereas amateur radio operators have also provided countless hours of community services throughout these decades, and whereas these amateur radio services are provided wholly uncompensated, and whereas the state also recognizes the service of amateur radio's people also provide to our many emergency response organizations, including Tuscaloosa County EMA. And whereas these same individuals have further demonstrated their value in public assistance by providing free radio communications for local parades, bike-a-thons, walk-a-thons, fairs, and other charitable public events. Now therefore, I, Bobby Herndon, by the authority vested in me as mayor of the great city of Northport, Alabama, do hereby proclaim July 18, 2016 to be Amateur Radio Day in the city of Northport and express our appreciation for their continued contributions to our community. Let's give them a hand. Sure you do. James, you put him up for this?
I did, Jeff.
Oh, gosh. Mayor, first of all, I want to say thank you for this award. The committee as well, thank you, appreciate that. The people of Northport, I want you to know that we as amateur radio operators will continue to support, and in the event of needed time, for the people of Northport, you can rely on us. When times go down and your cell phones don't work, your radio will, if you're an amateur radio operator. We do stay in touch with the local fire and
police departments to let them know that they're always ready to go in the event that something like April 27th happens, when there were no other communication other than a radio. And these gentlemen behind me here, they some of them stayed for 4 or 5 days on the radio constantly, making sure that everybody was safe and well aware of what was going on. So with that being said, don't think we just sit there and talk on the radio to people all over the world. We actually do a lot of work with the EMA offices and the other various offices around the state of Alabama. Thank you.
Last Monday night after council meeting, we had prayer out by the flagpole, and I want to tell everybody how much I appreciate the ones that showed up. We had one church to bring 200 people to the prayer around the flagpole, and that was awesome. But we appreciate that. You know, we need a lot of prayer, and we had a lot of people here. People also always ask, you know, how can we help these other cities that are suffering in these violent times and things? You know, prayer is a big part of it, but also on August the 19th, and I'm going to reserve the Civic Center here, I want to have a City of Northport or a community blood drive. Blood is a great gift of life for many people, and I would like to show the world how Northport can support our friends across the country, around the world, but right here in our home state too, in our neighborhoods, as far as donating blood. So on August the 19th, I'll be getting the times out. We're working with the Red Cross, and they do an awesome job, and we just want to see if we can do an awesome job also. If you will, keep that in mind.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 5 is approval of the agenda. In our pre-meeting, we had several items to be added based on recommendations from staff. These are 7A3, which is an ordinance regarding our general obligation warrants. 8B1 is a resolution approving a $5 million line of credit. 8B2 is a resolution regarding the ADA transition plan and PO requisition for a general rental for Thompson Tractor in our utilities department. And then 12A1 is a ABC license request for an off-premise wine request for Piggly Wiggly. So again, with those items being mentioned, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with these additions. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Hayes. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Sims,
Yes.
Councilman Harper.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mr. President.
Item 8A1 under new business is a first reading of an ordinance annexing 0.38 acres located at 420 Hunter Creek Lane. Mr. Stevens, again, this is a first reading for a single lot. The intent is for water and sewer access based on city code. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you. Have someone offer that for first reading.
I'll offer that for first reading.
Thank you. That's Councilman Sullivan. Item 2 is a first reading of an ordinance rezoning 0.38 acres located at 420 Hunter Creek Lane from AG to RS12. Again, Mr. Stevens, this is basically the intent is for a single lot to be annexed in and rezoned for water and sewer access.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you. Have someone offer that for a first reading.
I'll offer that as well, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilman Sullivan. Item 8A3 is a first reading of an ordinance to provide the issuance of a $8,530,000 aggregate principal amount of general obligation warrants, Series 2016 of the City of Northport. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President. As you know, this council has worked to refinance the Series 2009 warrants. The city was able to maintain its higher bond rating, the AA- rating, and at the time we went into this, we were hoping to have a gross savings of slightly under $500,000. As you recall, last Monday night, the council authorized the mayor to sign the purchase agreement. The Raymond James went into the market on Thursday and went ahead and were very successful. They were able to get a 2.1% rate, so our savings over the life of the bonds will be about $663,000. So it's a very good result. Raymond James and the bond council did a very good job. We would ask that you suspend the rules. This will take a unanimous vote and then go ahead and vote to approve this ordinance.
Thank you, Ron. It was suggested in our pre-meeting to go ahead and ratify this, but to do so, you have to suspend the rules, and I'll make a motion to suspend the rules in order to immediately consider the ordinance to provide the issuance of the $8,530,000 aggregate principal amount of general obligation warrants, Series 2016 of the City of Northport. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sims. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Sims,
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
yes,
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Under suspended rules, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the ordinance to provide the issuance of the $8,530,000 aggregate principal amount of general obligation warrants, Series 2016 of the City of Northport. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sims. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
yes,
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 8B1 is a resolution approving a $5 million line of credit with Cadence Bank. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this is a line of credit for $5 million with Cadence Bank. It can be drawn on by Mr. Swan, or in his absence by Ms. Hoffman, for the levee repair project and Mid-Larry Road project, as well as other normal budgeted city expenses. In the event the council wishes to enter into retail development incentives or any other non-budgeted expense, that would have to come before the council for a vote. But this would authorize the city administrator to enter into this $5 million line of credit with Cadence Bank and allow these specific withdrawals. And in the event there are withdrawals on this line of credit, the city administrator would immediately notify the mayor and city council by email of any withdrawal of these funds for these three specific items. Anything else will come back before you for a vote.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve that resolution approving the $5 million line of credit with Cadence Bank?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. That's a motion by Councilman Sims. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Harper. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
Councilman Sims,
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
yes,
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 2 is a resolution adopting the ADA transition plan. Mr. Webb.
Yes, Council President Logan, Mayor. As you're aware, the Federal Highway Administration is working through ALDOT to ensure that cities have a transition plan for the American Disabilities Act. We've got a consultant we're working with on this. They've met with city staff. We've done the self-evaluation. And before you tonight, we have the plan for y'all to adopt.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. I'll make a motion to approve that resolution adopting the ADA self-evaluation transition plan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sims. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
yes,
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item C is a consent agenda. We have 5 items. 1 has been deleted, of course. Item 2 is the bill listing. Item 3 through 5 are PO requisitions, of course. 1, more specifically, the general rental for Thompson Tractor for $8,181.00 out of our utilities. So again, I'll make a motion to approve that consent agenda as printed. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sims. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Sims.
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
yes,
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Item 9 is reports of special committees to council. We have none to report. Item 10, public hearings. We have none on the agenda tonight. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. Swan.
No, sir, no business tonight.
Thank you. Item 12A1 is a departmental business for Chief Burton out of our police department. This is a ABC license request. BW Foods Incorporated, doing business as Piggly Wiggly. You all know it. Off of Lurleen Wallace at 252. At 2001 Lurleen Wallace Boulevard, Suite 2, adding wine to their off-premise alcohol license. Again, Chief, do we have any concerns regarding the background checks and things of that nature regarding the alcohol request?
None at all.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the wine off-premise license for BW Foods, Inc., doing business as Piggly Wiggly, 252 at 2001 Lurleen Wallace Boulevard, Suite 2. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Harper. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Swan.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Harper,
Yes.
Councilman Sims,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hayes,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mr. President, let me remind everyone, tomorrow's the last day to qualify from 8 to 5, at 5 o'clock. If you're in the building, we'll lock the doors and we'll qualify you, but you need to be in the building by 5.
Thank you. Item 13 is public comment. We have 2 citizens signed to speak. First one is Jody Jobson. Thank you, Jody. Please state your name and address for the record.
I am Jody Jobson. I live at 1534 Bellwood Lane, and I'm here to find out some information. It's very disturbing what's been going on in Northport. As each and every one of the citizens know, there's been turmoil, there's been controversy. I just hope everybody can get along and let's build Northport, because we're not used to seeing all the yin-yang from the people that used to be up there. But Mayor Herndon, have you ever been informed of a Department of Justice case against the city of Northport pertaining to illegal firing or discrimination?
I don't recollect one.
You don't recollect, okay. Do any of the council know that City of Northport got a right to sue to a man from the Justice Department because of illegal firing, and that his civil rights had been violated? And has anyone ever told y'all about it?
When did that happen, Jody?
In May, I think. That's when the court case was, in May. It was in Birmingham, Alabama. But I have the letter here. It says you were sent a carbon copy, Mayor, and since the council's not been notified of it, I don't know if anybody notified you of it. But I just wondered why, if you got it, you couldn't share it with the council since they're the responsible party.
If I gotten one, I would have. I don't recollect getting one, Joe.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson, I could probably shed a little light on that. If someone files a complaint with the EEOC and the EEOC investigates that and they find no merit to the claim, then by law they have to issue a right to sue letter, which is what that is. And the person that gets it indicates that the EEOC did not find any merit to it and they have a right to sue, but they have to do so within, I believe it's 180 days. That's just a form letter they send out when they don't find any merit to the claims. If the EEOC were to have found merit to the claims, then they would have brought suit themselves.
Okay. Well, I just know the Justice Department sent it to the Attorney General's office and to the, it says carbon copy. I mean, you were there. You know about it. You were there. You and Bruce Henderson and Scott were sitting right there at the trial. I mean, at the case when it was heard.
It's not unusual for the city, for any municipality to be sued.
All right. I'll move on to the next one. Since that one is wrong. Bobby, have you, since the filings have been done, have you ever, on your filing for this year in June, it shows here on the Tuscaloosa PAC contributing on June the 2nd, they gave you $1,500. On June the 6th, they gave you $1,500, and on June the 23rd, they gave you $5,000. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Well, on your filing, you filed it with the state or with the county or whoever you're supposed to. You filed it that they only gave you $6,500, $1,500 short somewhere. You didn't show them giving you a check or cash for on 6/3. You show it as 6.6 and